Research tells us that sponsorship plays a huge role in career advancement. People who have sponsors, especially early and mid-career, tend to progress much faster and generate higher salaries than those that don't have sponsors. For that reason, sponsorship is also seen as a really vital tool in advancing the career trajectories of women, people of color, and other underrepresented employees in the workplace. So first, what is sponsorship? Sponsorship is different from mentorship. A mentor tends to play more of a supporting role, offering advice and feedback when someone may need it. But a sponsor plays a much more proactive role. That person is actively advocating for your growth and advancement, is actively seeking opportunities for you and looking for ways to generate more visibility for you and your career. To use an example, someone who I might call for advice or feedback on a project or idea is probably a mentor. But someone who is calling me and telling me about a new position that they think I should apply for, or inviting me to a client event so that I can network and meet more people, that person is playing more of a sponsorship role. So why is sponsorship so important? I mentioned before that sponsorship plays a really big role in career growth. But here's another fact. Women and people of color tend to have much fewer sponsors. In fact, female employees are actually 54% less likely to have a sponsor than their male counterparts. But sponsorship has been proven to be just as effective for women and people of color than it is for anybody else in the workplace. So a major recommendation for any leader and organization looking to create more inclusive and equitable workplaces is to focus on creating sponsorship opportunities for everyone across the organization and making sure access is equitable. So what can you do if you're a leader or a company looking to leverage sponsorship in your organization? First, if you are a leader looking to sponsor someone, actively seek to take someone on who is very different from you. Maybe a different gender identity, maybe a different skin color or cultural identity. We tend to gravitate towards people who remind us of ourselves, and that is a natural human tendency, but it's also what tends to keep our workplaces relatively homogeneous. Can you step outside of that comfort zone and seek someone who's not like you? One misconception that exists a lot is that we as junior employees want to be sponsored and mentored by people who look like us. A junior female employee would want to be sponsored by a senior female employee. That's not necessarily true. And actually the data shows that junior employees want to be sponsored by whoever can teach them something effective. And so don't make the assumption that just because you don't look like someone, they wouldn't want you to sponsor them. What are the concrete ways that you can serve as a sponsor to someone? First, focus on raising their visibility. Where can you introduce them to people? Where can you invite them to events or opportunities where they can network and gain more visibility? 2, what are some ways that you can advocate for that person's credibility, respect, competence in meetings, say, with other senior executives? Can you drop that person's name and talk about their accomplishments or highlight their successes? 3rd, can you look for ways that actively expand that person's skill set? Maybe you notice that they're lacking in a certain area, or strengthening another area would really help them advance in that career. So can you actively look for opportunities that would fill those gaps or further strengthen them and prepare them for their next career step? 4th, and finally, don't assume you know what they need. Stop and ask them, what do you think would help you? How can I help you advance? It's not all on you as a sponsor to figure out what to do. You have a lot of expertise and experience, but you can also ask them to help you. So as leaders in organizations that are looking to drive retention, keep talented employees, and advance the paths of those that have traditionally been underrepresented, sponsorship is an incredible tool at your disposal. So check out the links and the resources I'm including here for more tips and perspectives on the concept of sponsorship. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.